Yeah. Hello guys. Good morning, all of you. So today we are here to conduct our day two of interview preparation challenge, front-end interview preparation challenge. So yeah. So the topic is already pre-decided. I'll just repeat the topic again. So today's topic is loop and patterns. Okay. So I hope you are well prepared according to the topic. So yeah, directly I'll start the I'll start the interview session. Okay. Yeah. So first question is to Mahin. Mahin, just simply elaborate the concept of loop, basic concept of loops. Why we use loops? What are the needs of using loops?
Okay, so first of all, loop is for multiple tasking, like repetitive tasking. If we want to I want to paint hello world in 5 times. So there are two ways. So we can just console.log 5 times hello world, or another advanced is we can use for loop. And in for loop, we need to pass three things. First is initialization, means we need to first declare. So first four, and in parentheses I let I equal to 0. I need to start with 0 to 0. So this is initialization. And second thing is condition. Till then, means at the means the condition I need to just I less than 3, means I need to just 0, 1, 2, 3 time I want to print the hello world. And after that I plus plus, and after in code in code bracket I need to just console.log hello world. So this will print 3 times. And in condition, if I want to print 5 times hello world, so I just write I less than 5, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is, so hello world will print 5 times. So in conclusion, for loop is used for a repetitive task.
Yeah, thank you, Mahin. Yeah, you well answered the question, but the problem is I cut your point 0.5 marks. I'll tell you guys how, my perspective to give you marking. So I'll give you marks on the basis of if your answer is well correct in given timing, you deliver your answer in given timing, well correct, or there is no mistakes you did in your answer. So I'll give you one. If you did mistake some, or your answer is half correct, half wrong, I'll give you zero point 0.5. Or if you are not able to convey your answer properly, so I'll give you 0. Okay. So I hope you understand. Or next time, try to be precise in your answer, or try to wrap up your answer in a given time. Only you have 1 minute, maximum 1 minute, or minimum 30 seconds or 45 seconds to complete your answer. Okay. I hope you are understand. Yeah. So next I want Amit, you uh, please explain the for of loop concept. For of loop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, understood. So JavaScript provides for off loop just for the same sense, like it can repeat multiple tasks. So what for off loop does is we can apply it on objects as well as arrays, but mostly it is used on arrays because on arrays we have multiple elements, and for off loops can directly get the element without needing to specify the index. So in for off loop, you just declare one variable, and that variable will represent each and every element in the array. So no need of mentioning the index. So for a loop will get the elements from that array directly.
Yeah. Thank you, Amit. Yeah. Now I want Supriya. Supriya, uh, uh, elaborate the concept of while loop. Hello.
Okay, thank you. So while loop is just type of a loop, just similar to for loop in which the iteration goes on multiple times, whatever the limit is there. While loop we only use when we don't know that where the limit will extend, where it will actually end. So that is why we use while loop. It is just different from for loop because in for loop we know the limit, but in while loop we don't know the limit that where the code will exceed. So this is the while loop, I believe.
Yeah. Thank you so much. But let me confirm you. Your answer is pretty much correct, but there are some things missing in your answer. You need to elaborate that while loop is different from for loop, as we declare condition first in while loop, and then we write while bracket in oh sorry, we need to declare the starting point first. After that we write while in the bracket we write condition. In that we run the loop, and then we increase the iteration, how many iteration you want to run in a single iteration, I mean in a single time. Okay, so you need to elaborate the syntax of while loop also. So I'll give you half marks. Okay, now Mahin, it's your turn. Please elaborate nested loop concept, or how nested loops are useful, or why we use nested loops.
Okay, so nested loop. So nested loop, first is what is nested loop? Nested loop. So nested loop is a loop inside the another loop. So it is called the nested loop. And why we need to use? So when we need to do multiple tasking within another multiple tasking. So in this scenario, we need to use the nested loop. In example, I want to include like a if first loop for in parentheses like I equal to 0, I less than equal to 3, and I plus plus. So this loop will go to I 0 to 3 because I mentioned less than equal to 3. So it goes to 0, 1, 2, 3. It means first loop is going to 0 to 3 means 4 times it will go. And after inside this we declare another loop, so it will call as a nested loop. So in this for in parentheses let is there. Now this time we use they because I is used for first loop and second time we use they as a nested loop. So let z equal to 0. If we need to start the z loop also 0, so we can also include a 0, and after that z less than equal to 3 and z plus plus. So the limit and the iteration we can adjust, and after that we can pass like a in j loop console.log ij. So it will answer like a 0 1 0 2 0 3 4, and after that 1 1 0 1 1 1 2 1 3, and this means total loop will run like a 4 and 4 8 times. So it will go 16 times. It will go run 16 times total loop. So and network mostly used for making patterns and make work within a multiple tasking.
Hello, hello. Yeah, Mahin, well answered, but I have a suggestion to you. You exceed your time limit all the time, so I give you half marks. Okay. And first of all, I want to tell you one more thing. Uh, you know all the terminologies, and you know you have the knowledge, but you are not able to explain that in a precise way, because this is not the way you have to represent in front of interview just want a precise cut to cut answer, understanding answer. You just elaborate that thing, that how can you use where you want to run loop, and where you just elaborate all the things like running part. You need to specify the points that why it is useful. You include some points at last, but you need to add first. Okay, just be precise, point to point answer. Why I ask you that why we use, what are the need of use of nested loops. Okay, yeah. So it's time for Amit. Amit, your question is why we use do while loop, why it is
Okay, do while loop.
important. Yeah.
Yes. So do while loop is another kind of loop which simply repeats the same task. So, but here the main difference is that we first use do keyword and then we specify the task first, and then while, and in the while we specify the condition. So here what happens is you first execute the task at least one time, and then you check for the condition. If the condition is true, then it will again do the same task. So main thing is that you first, without checking the condition, you are executing the task first, and then you are checking the condition. If condition is true, again you do the task, and then again it repeats, so on, so forth, so on. So the difference between do while loop and the other loops is that do while loop will first do the task first, and then it will check. So here we can say that do while loop will either the condition is true or false, it will do the task once at least, and then according to the condition, it will either terminate or do it again. So it was all about do while loop.
Yeah, well answered. Now it's time for Supriya. Supriya, your question is, uh, what is for and
Okay.
hello?
For
Yeah.
and loop is just quite different from other loops because it also iterates, but on the loop only. But the concept is this: it iterates on object properties of a particular thing. Like there is a object name. Let it be any name. Let it be Supriya, and age is 30. So if you want that your object's property to be in iteration, then you have to use for and loop, which iterates over the object properties of the given element or thing. So this is for a loop.
Yeah, well answered. Uh, yeah. So now it's turn to Mahin. Mahin, your question is, what is the basic difference of while loop and do while loop?
Okay, so basic difference between while loop and do while loop. So in while loop, we can declare the first, like a let I equal to 0, declaration initialization is first, and after while we in parentheses we need to pass the condition, and after we write our we write our performance, like what the work we want to do by while loop in the code bracket, and after the like a I plus plus like this. And in do while loop we need to first tell the loop to do something, like do the process, what do the work what we want, and after we give a condition. That this is the main difference between while and do while. In do while we need to give first work and after condition. In while loop we give a first condition after work what you want to do. So this is main difference.
Yeah, thank you, Mahin. Now it's time for Amit. So Amit, your question is, uh, yeah, how can we control loop statements? I mean, how can we control loops? Okay, there are few things by which we can control loops according
Yeah,
to us.
so
Okay, so tell them.
understand. So there are some keywords that JavaScript offers, which can be used in loops to manipulate the behavior of a loop. So there are mainly break, continue. These are the two mostly statements. So what break does is whenever we want to stop the loop on a specific iteration, then on that iteration, we specify the break statement in a condition, like if this happens, then break the loop. So just write break, and whenever that condition occurs, the break statements make sure that loop will break from that iteration. What continue does is it basically skips the current iteration. If you want a specific iteration to be skipped from the loop, let's say you want to print 1 to 10, and you want 5 to say 5, 6, 7 got skipped. So in that condition, you pass one condition inside the loop, and you write a continue statement. So what continue does is it skips those specific iterations. So these were those two keywords which are used to manipulate loops.
Thank you, Amit. Well answered.
मतलब मैं और
हाँ.
सुप्रिया साथ में ही चल रहा है.
Stop sharing your screen first. Okay, so like the one question is remains. So sorry, Supriya. So your last question is Supriya. Yeah, sorry guys. So just tell me about the ternary operators and switch cases, Supriya.
Okay. So ternary operator is just like operator in which it is a precise way of writing if or else condition. If you don't want to repeat the if and else, writing these type of conditions, then you can switch to ternary operators in which you just have to write the condition first, then a question mark, a colon, then true or false. In true or false, you can also write that whatever you want to print for the first condition, if gets it's true, and then the second condition. Remember one thing, your ternary operator will only switch to second condition if the first condition is false. If the first condition is true itself, then it will not go to second condition. This is the situational thing in ternary operator. In switch cases, it is also the precise way of writing if and else condition in which you give the cases. You just give that this first case is this: if 2 plus 3 is 5, then return true. And then you write the second condition, that if 7 plus 3 is 10 or 11 or anything, if it is false. So it runs like this. In this also, if the first condition is true, then it will not your compiler will not iterate to second condition. It will just throw the output if the first condition itself is true. So this is switch cases and the ternary operator. Thank you.
Okay. Well answered. Yeah, so now guys, it's time for solving some problems. I'll give you the problem name and you just share your screen and solve that problem. Okay. So starting from Amit. So Amit, your problem is uh, just share your screen. I'll tell you the problem. Uh, Search pattern printing in your, yeah. Yeah, just solve the problem. Pattern printing 3. Pattern printing 3. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, guys. So, Abhit, you took 4 minutes, but I appreciate your efforts as you did it and you partially accepted. Somehow there is some mistakes because it is showing partially accepted. Just tell us your approach and
Yeah.
yeah, and also first tell the what your question told.
Hmm. Okay, so the question was pretty simple. We have been given an integer which is stored in this variable n, and we have to print this pattern. If the n is 5 in given question, the n is 5, and we have to print 5 columns and 5 rows. But the condition is that in the row number 3 4 2 3 4, the first 4 stars are missing. Only we have to print it on the last column. So this was the pattern. And the solution part, if I try to explain, is that first I have written one for loop which will print the rows, which is responsible to print the rows, and inner loop is responsible to print the columns. So here I have passed one condition. If my first row and second row is there, then only I need to add stars. So it is responsible for printing the first row and second row, for the first row and the last row. And this else condition is checking if our j is less than equal to n minus 1. That means our the last column. So if that happens, then we will add 1 star. Otherwise, it will be empty. So after doing this, we are having the strings, but there are some discrepancies. There are some corner cases that I have missed. So that's why it is partially accepted.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Amit. So please stop your screen. Now it's time for Maheen. So Maheen, just share your screen and I'll tell you which question you have to solve. Just
Is this
type
the
pattern. No, just type pattern. Yeah, first question. Your first pattern. You solve it. You have only 2 minutes to solve it. Okay.
but I want to say pros record
Yeah.
2 minutes. अभी करूँ
Yeah. Mine just solve it. Yeah. You have only 2 minutes.
very
Yeah. And then mine. So you solve in just within 1 minute. That is great. So please tell your approach. And before telling your approach, please elaborate the concept.
Okay, so first of all, in this question, I need to print this pattern. So I just simply use here nested loop. First of all, here I have a already this function in parentheses. I have a n means the limit. So in for loop, I just apply the let I equal to 0, and the second is condition, and that is my limit. And I plus plus I acted this loop till this condition, and I have declared one str equal to a blank because I need to create a pattern in this str. So and after I create a one more loop, and this is let j equal to 0, and again the condition, and I said with till limit, and I just write this str plus equal to star and some space, because here you can see space is mandatory. So I write this, and when this will run, so it will added the str in str this str and space star and set. So this inner loop will for column, and outer loop will for row, and after that this console log dot str will return this my pattern, means print the my pattern which have required.
Yeah, thank you, Mahesh. So now it's time for Supriya. Supriya, just share your screen if you can share.
Okay.
Okay, just open your pattern questions. That's pattern, and just open your pattern questions. Hello. Supriya, can you hear me?
Yes.
So you just have to solve this pattern printing whole square question. Just go and solve it.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah, Supriya, I think that there is some problem in your input. So just tell the approach, how you can approach this question.
Okay. So the question is quite simple, that I have to print hollow squares. It means, I have to print all the outer lines of the input. And assume that input has got number, and the number is 5. Okay. So firstly, it will be solved by nested loop, because in nested loop, we got a parent which gives a condition that up to this limit the child loop has to run, and in child loop there is a limit that how long the code will run. So this is what I have used. So simply running a parent loop, which is input, the outer loop, which will give you the which will give the condition that it has to go till input, which is the number. Then I have taken an empty string in which I'll be going to store these stars, and after it there is a nested loop which will tell the how long the this stars will run. One runs horizontally and one runs vertically. So here, if the I is equal 0, firstly index always starts from 0. So I is equal to 0 means the first line. If it is equal to 0 and j is equal to 0, which means this vertical line. So if these two things are 0, 0, I mean zeroth index, then definitely I want my str empty bag to store the star one. Also, if the I is equal to n-1 always indicates the last element of any particular range. So this means if I is equal to 0 means this one, this horizontal line, and similar to this, where j minus n indicates this vertical line, last one, like the j minus 1. If these conditions are true, then my bag will automatically store a star. If these conditions are not true, because I have to print a hollow square, I have to leave the space here empty. So I have taken a empty string, like if the condition these are true, then store it this, otherwise give me the empty spaces, and then I will simply console my str. So this is how the code works. It will store one by star, and then it will go to else condition, then it will store spaces. So that's how it gets printed. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Supriya. So I think your approach was correct. Yeah, you just declare from which line you need to print a start, or from which line you need to print empty spaces. Yeah, so I think this is the correct approach. If you somebody has other approach, or if Ahmed and Mahin, if you want to say something other than that, so please go ahead.
What
If you
about
have,
this
yeah,
this question?
about this question.
Okay, so in my OJ, the question name is a painting square. So I within Supriya DCs, I also do in my OJ. So it will work, means I use the approach of Supriya, so it will correct, and I get an answer right. So maybe the input, means the code of the approach what using by Supriya is correct, and this is good. So because I use in my
Yeah,
JavaScript
yeah, yeah,
and this
yeah.
is
I
a
understand. I
Python.
understand your. Yeah, Amit, you have anything?
No, it's good.
Okay, okay. Thank you, all of you. So we have completed. Please stop your screens here, Supriya. Yeah, so guys, we have completed our day 2 of interview preparation challenge. So you well answered your questions. I'll just declare who won the show. So give me just 30 seconds. So I'll sum up your marks. Okay. Hello guys. So I'm ready with your results. So result is you are in you performed well. So but shout out is goes to Amit. Amit and Supriya has the equal marks, and Mahin has 0.5 marks less than Amit and Supriya's marks. Okay. But because of Amit has the ability to explain the question in a good way. So that was great. So only that's why I give my shout out to Amit. So next time try to be more better than this, Mahin and Supriya, you also. So I'll tell you the your marks also. So Priya has 3.5, Amit has 3.5, and Mahin has 3 marks only. Okay. So if you have any suggestion or anything, please you can also give. Otherwise, we will just end up the session. Okay, Mahin, just go ahead.
I want to just say that give a more time to continent, because you cut my marks for the timing. Because in nested loop we need to at least 2 minutes to explain the concept with the example. Because the nested loop is like a we need to explain the whole concept, so we need to much time to. So my approach is just give more time to the candidate according to question.
Okay, 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 okay. I got it. But I haven't cut your marks on the basis of time exceeding. I only cut your marks because your approach was not well structured, or you haven't explained the question in a structured way. The way you need to explain the question in front of interviewer. This is all about interview preparation challenge. So you need to be more concise in your answer. You need to be cut to cut answer. You have the cut to cut answer of that particular question. Okay. Exceeding is secondary thing. So and first of all, I haven't considered the time exceeding part. I just consider the way you express your thoughts. Okay, so just focus, try to express your thoughts in a precise manner, or in such a way so that interviewer can also understand each and every words, whatever you are saying in front of interviewer. Okay. Just try to be precise, just try to be expressive, or just try to be more uh, so that interview can easily understand what are you trying to say. Okay. I hope you understand. Time exceeding is
I
secondary thing. Sometimes
I said
time
because
exceeding can be uh, neglectable. Okay. Yeah.
I said it because you mentioned it na कि by
This
what
is
time you
this
can
is I
complete.
mentioned only because we have fixed time to wrap up the session. Okay. We can't go make it till big session. Okay. So that's why I mentioned it before so that you can be in a specific time. Sometimes if you because Supriya take 8 minutes to solve the problem. Amit took 5 minutes, and Mahin, you solve the problem within 1 minute only. But you can't able to uh, just tell the approach in a given time. You took much more time to express your approach. Okay, so work on that or try to be precise. Okay, I think you understand my words. So yeah, guys. So we are just going to end up the session. We will meet again tomorrow with another topic. Just stay connected with us and keep learning and keep growing. Thank you. Bye, guys.